How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Grand Archive video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we're going to be opening up and reviewing the new ReCollection deck LITE. We have the Tristan deck as well as the Silvie deck. How do these hold up versus the original ReCollection decks? We're going to do a direct comparison of the two products as well as a direct comparison of their prices and talk about whether or not I think they are worth it. You know, if you want the TLDR, yeah, I think they're worth it. But we'll go into details, and I will also share some sample deck lists that you could use that I personally would use if I were, you know, purchasing these for the first time near the end of the video. So I'm gonna have some sample deck lists posted near the end of the video. I also posted these on my social media, on my Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Go follow me if you want that kind of stuff. But yeah, because the reason why you would want to do that is because these come with full play sets of everything, so you have more than enough cards to tweak and fine-tune your deck right out of the box. And like I said, we'll have some example deck lists that I would personally use. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this. These are, look how cute these are. look how cute these little boxes are. And we'll go really deep into it. And famously, I rated the ReCollection decks, the original ones, including the new ones, as some of my absolute favorite trading card game products of, well, they were literally my favorite trading card game product of the year, but they are some of my all-time favorite trading card game products. So these little ones have a lot to live up to. Before we get started, before we dive in, I want to give a big shout out to JWW Sports Cards and Gaming for sending these to me to review. They are our Grand Archive TCG product sponsor. They're fantastic. I have a promo code in the description down below. You get 5% off your order, including these ReCollection decks if they have them in stock, but just literally anything on their website. So big shout out to them. Use my promo code, all that kind of good stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and open up the new ReCollection deck LITEs and see how they hold up. Are they as good as the original? Let's check it out. All right, our first look at the ReCollection deck LITE for Tristan as well as for Silvie. We're going to also compare and contrast these with the original versions, which I have here, and see if they hold up and see if they are worth it. You get so much value in these that I can't recommend it enough. And so we'll see, you know, how the little ones hold up. So at the very base level, right, we have, let's just take a look at the Tristan one first, because, well, obviously Tristan being my, my favorite character here, gotta look at Tristan first. So what are the big differences? Well, first of all, let's talk about price. The original ReCollection decks have an MSRP, and we're going to talk about MSRP. We're not going to talk about what the price currently is, because that could obviously fluctuate depending on whatever the market is doing at the time. So we're talking about MSRP. The MSRP of the ReCollection decks, the regular style ReCollection decks, is $49.99, $50. The MSRP of the ReCollection deck LITE is $29.99. $20 cheaper. So that's a pretty big deal, right? Only being $5 off being, you know, actually half the price. And I think just at the base level, that's fantastic. Having a little bit of a cheaper product, you know, $29.99, $30 deck, as opposed to a $50 deck. Now, what did the $50 deck come with? But I wanted to show these so we can properly compare them. So once again, magnetic deck box, beautiful art on the inside. This is what it would look like more often, right? So you have the sleeves. I have the deck all sleeved up. It came with a set of dividers, as well as a little life tracker, and then obviously the promo packs and the cards. So this is the $50 version, right? And you pay that extra $20 for sleeves, the packs, and then, like, I don't know if this comes with the dividers or not. We're gonna find out. So let's go ahead and then jump in to the ReCollection deck LITEs and see how they stack up. I will also say that the Silvie deck has a new card in it, because a card that was previously in the other deck got banned, and we have the new version of the card in this deck to make it legal, right? Which is great. Once again, we're gonna open up the Tristan deck first. We have a little box cutter here. First of all, I gotta say, the little box is it's really cute. When I first saw it, I was like, yo, this is really cute. Very curious about the quality of this deck box, because the previous one was nice. I can say obviously, or immediately, that it's pretty loose here. So that just comes out. Inside we just have, you know, it's a pretty sturdy. This is, I believe, just actually printed on, so it's not like a slip cover. Like this one had the slip cover, but it came off. This one is actually just printed on. Quality is very nice, but it is also very loose here. And then we have just the deck. So we have the actual deck here, and then we have the extra cards. So once again, if you want to do the comparison, this one has the magnetic deck box, right? With the art on the inside. It has the sleeves, and then it has all the cards that is here, but it came in these things, right? So you're only really missing out on the dividers, the life counter, the packs, obviously the storage box, and the sleeves. So $20, is that $20 worth of stuff that you're missing out on? The sleeves themselves, they're Dragon Shield sleeves, so they are like not cheap, right? Dragon Shield sleeves are like what, $10 to $15 at least. So that is saying something. Then you also have the packs. You also have the dividers. I would say it does feel like you get a pretty good value, you know, with the full versions. But it doesn't feel like you're losing too much, like going $20 cheaper with these versions. Also, she's not chipped. She's not chipped. Hold on. The card quality. One thing that bummed me out on these ones is that all my Tristans, so I got 2 of these. All my Tristans came like banged up a little bit. Like the corners came like chipped and banged up. Like look at this. Well, we can show it better if you put on, look at that. The Spirit came like kind of a little bit banged up, but also Tristan did too. Look at this. Look how kind of banged up, dinged this was. None of the other cards were like that. Just these front 2 cards. In both of my original ReCollection decks. Now they fixed this. I did not have that problem with the new ones with Guoja and Daochan, but it's really nice to have a Tristan Shadow Dancer that's not banged up. So that's great. I'm probably gonna use this in my actual Tristan deck now. So we have Shadow Dancer, we have Spirit of Wind, the rest of the Tristan lineage, Underhanded and Hired Blade, Assassin's Mantle, Curved Dagger, Life Essence, Poison Dagger, Great Staple, Gear Stride. Actually, I like Gear Stride quite a bit. Dustal Stone, Malignant Athame, Shade Blood Coating. Some of these cards you won't really use in like your competitive Tristan decks, but I think that's a good starting point, right? Out of the cards here, Poison Dagger, I think Gear Stride is alright. So I think like you'll end up using like these ones, and then you can replace these as you get like better upgrades and such. But still a good starting point. For here we have Exploit Vulnerability. Hey, it's one of my spoiler cards. Idle Thoughts. This is one that you can cut from the deck. It's just one of the cards that they put a lot of the starters. It's all right. Incapacitate. This card rules, and an absolute staple in just Grand Archive in general. So you get a full playset of every card in a ReCollection deck. You get a full playset of this as well. So this is a really nice staple. We'll put the really good Tristan cards off to the side, and by really good I mean like ones that at least see play here and there. Mastermind Scheme I think is a 3 or 4 of in Tristan. Sable Remnant I think is fantastic. in any like assassin deck. I think it's good in aggro assassin. Slice and Dice is incredible, really good finisher in almost every assassin deck. Thieving Cut, not really played, but I do like it. Arrow Trap is pretty good, but not super played. I like Betraying Blade, though not a lot of people run it, but I personally think the card is cool. Cloaked Executioner, it's good little starter card. Not super great, but it's all right. Shimmercloak Assassin is actually really good at allies, so I'll put this here in the playable pile. Sirocco Operative is also really good and playable. Stifling Trap is a Wind staple. Surveil the Winds is a Tristan staple. Gloamspire Hunter, beautiful artwork, but not really played. Grim Foreboding, not really played, but I really like this card quite a bit. I would put this here, but I know it's not really played in a lot of meta decks. Haunting Demise, Shadow Resonance is pretty cool. I played it, but it's not a, you know, high competitive card. Shadow Strike is insane. This card is absolutely bonkers. Really, really good. And then Shifting Mirage, cool card, but not really played all that much. Let's go ahead and open up the extra pack. So this is just going to be all of the other cards to make the play sets, right? So the main deck of this just had 3 of the Shadow Strikes, but here we have the rest, including our Incapacitation and all that kind of good stuff. So we have Incap, we have the Mastermind Schemes, Slice and Dice, here's the Thieving Cuts, Arrow Traps, Cloaked Assassin, or Cloaked Executioner, Stifling Traps, Gloamspire, Grim Foreboding. Where's our Shadow Strike? Very nice. And then we also have all of our Ominous Shadow tokens that we need, as well as kind of like a quick start guide. I wish they had actual, like, you know, how to play in rule books, but that's one of my own little pet peeves for a lot of TCGs here. But yeah, I think this is great. You know, you have a really nice, competent, playable deck right out of the box, and you get this many cards that I think are actually competitive, like top tier, Ascent worthy, competitive, viable. Right? These are cards that, I mean, some of them you just run in Tristan, right? Like these, but like, and this you can run in like any assassin deck. Incap is just a staple. So here, like, I'll sort this out a little bit in terms of like what you run in Tristan versus what you can run in like other stuff. There's not a lot of stuff that's like super high rarity, but there is stuff here that you can only get here, like Sable Remnant and Incapacitate. You can only get here. Yeah, so Slice and Dice, you're running like all the assassin decks, almost, with the exception of maybe Fire Xander, but even then, well, probably not in Fire Xander. But like Luxem for sure, and then in Tristan for sure. Like I said, Stifling Trap is just a staple, and then you also have all of these as just like Tristan staples, right? You run your Shadow Strikes, your Mastermind Scheme, Sirocco Operative. I don't run them in my version, but I think it is definitely worth running. Surveil the Winds is fantastic. So like I said, you have a big chunk of cards that are just like really, really good and playable just right out of the box. You can make a fairly competent deck with just this, right? Which is great. Which is kind of like the whole point of these. I love the fact that you get a full playset of everything, even cards that are like labeled as like SRs. These are all labeled as SRs, and cards that are labeled as like URs. The rarity doesn't matter. They're just like, here's a full playset. Like the Grim Foreboding is a SR. Which one did they label as a UR? Oh yeah, Shadow Resonance. They labeled as a UR, but I digress. So yeah, that's the Tristan deck. Here's this. I wonder, I think you can fit sleeve cards in here. Let me, you know what, I have some Grand Archive cards just kind of over there. Here's like fancy cards. Yeah, dude. You can fit the sleeve cards right in the box. Very nice. I do like this. I do like this quite a bit. You can still like sleeve up your deck and have it, you know, good to go. I do think this could be a little bit more secure, right? You need maybe get like a rubber band or something to keep this together, but it does look very nice. Just be careful. Don't just pick it up like this, because it, you know, it'll come right off. All right, let's open up the Silvie deck. The Silvie deck, I feel, is a little bit more complete right out of the box. You can make a very, very powerful deck by just adding like a couple cards, really. And I made a whole video on that before, so you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. Just kind of like an upgrade guide. Yeah, let's check it out. So here we have our extra deck, or not extra deck, but our extra cards, as well as the main deck. The Silvie deck. Silvie was like a monster for a while. In fact, both of these champions, Silvie and Tristan, were top tier competitive viable for a while. And I think Tristan still is in the running. Silvie's kind of fallen off a little bit, but I think still has the potential to be very, very good. So we have Slime Sovereign as well as our Spirit of Slime. So we can run all the slimes. We have Bauble of Mending. So like in terms of just like, you know, playable cards, we have these. Beastbond Ears, Beastbond Paws, Key Slime Pudding, Slime Nexus is kind of cool, Slime Totem, Verdant Scepter. I don't remember which ones of these we keep in the deck. There's some decent ones here, for sure. And then we have the actual deck. So here we have the new card, Baby Silver Slime. So this is replacing Baby Gray Slime. Just to make it more slime relevant, right? So it's less splashable in other decks. So the Baby Gray Slime is banned. This is the new version, which is good. So this is actually still a playable deck right out of the box. So that's great. Forest Cake is fantastic. Run in a ton of Tamer decks, both Guoja and Silvie. We have Idle Thoughts. We have a Limitless Slime, which is an insane card. It's actually just cracked in half. We have Smack with Flute, cute card. Song of Nurturing, which I think is alright. Baby Red, which I think is a pretty playable one. Regular Red, I don't think the regular Red made it into my deck, but I don't remember. Slime Eruption, honestly, I don't remember if this made it as well. Baby Blue, very cute. Just regular blue slime. I'm trying to remember which ones of these make it into the competitive deck. I think those do. Baby Green does for sure. Don't remember if green, just regular green does. We have Slime Blessing. Slime Shield definitely does. This is a great card. Used in a lot of decks. This is also a cracked card. Storm Slime is so good. It's so good. Ethereal Slime is quite good. Lustrous Slime can be kind of annoying. King Slime, or Slime King, is also very, very strong. And then we have the Verdant Slime, which will run a couple of them. And then we have the cards to make up the rest of the play sets. Once again, I don't remember. There's some of these I don't remember if they make it in the deck. Like Slime's Blessing might, and some of these other slimes might make it in. But I know like Smack with Flute and Idle Thoughts don't make it in. Basically, what you can do is you can get some powerful material deck cards, and then you get basically just for the main deck. There's like some commons, and then dungeon guides, which used to be quite expensive. They're still not cheap, but they're less expensive than they used to be with the reprint from whatchamacallit. Mortal Ambition. Alright, well, properly open these. So we have Idle Thoughts, Smack with Flute, Song of Nurturing, the Red Slime, Slime Eruption, Baby Blue, Regular Blue, Green. Once again, just all the rest of the cards to make the full playset. Slime Shield, Storm Slime, you're gonna want obviously your playsets of these. Ethereal Slime, these ones are all cracked. Slime King. Yep, good stuff here. And then, of course, we have a little quick start thing. Yeah, I mean, I think these are fantastic. As before. And like, I think the slime deck, just in general, is a little bit more... I mean, they're both very playable out of the box, but the slime deck takes minor tweaks to make into like an actual top-tier competitive deck. Cards like the Limitless Slime, Baby Silver, like these are really, really strong cards. And then you can just kill people with your Storm Slime. So, yeah. But even just like base level out of the box, I think the ReCollection deck lights are great, and I think they're worth it. You get two very competitive, very competent decks with a lot of staples for the classes, and in the Tristan deck in particular, you get a lot of staples just in general with like Incapacitate and like the Sirocco Operative is great for any prep counter type assassin, a lot of assassin type staples and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do recommend these. I think $29.99 is a decent price for these. You do get full play sets. You do get the nice storage box. Once again, $20 cheaper. So if you just want the cards, great alternative to something like this, especially these ones in particular, which are kind of hard to find at this point. So yeah, I love that they're reprinting these and getting these cards in the hands of people who want to actually like play with them. So yeah, fantastic. And they don't have any like packs or anything like that for people to just like gobble them up to try to get like the chase cards from the packs. So just a great product for players. If you are new to Grand Archive, I think these are a fantastic way to start, especially if you want a little bit more of a complicated experience, a more like you know, fully fledged deck. The starter decks, the regular like $12 starter decks, those are fine. Those are fine to start with. But if you want like actual good decks, these are good. I think these are fantastic. So that's my final verdict. I think these are fantastic. I think they're a great addition to like the Grand Archive repertoire. And yeah, if you want to play Grand Archive, if you want to play these decks, I recommend them. Yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here at the end, bless you. Most people are not, but if you're one of the ones, I don't know. Let me know what you think of these. Let me know what your favorite card is from these. Are you Team Silvie or Team Tristan, like I am? Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.